It's an utter disgrace what's happening throughout the streets of America. And for those of you who don't know what happened as of this weekend, let me, articulate what has transpired. Sunday, 12:30 a.m., gunfire erupted at an annual neighborhood block party. A block party. Now, there are those of you who will sit up there and say, well, you know what, it wasn't a permit. They were having a block party without a permit. Shut the hell up. That's not the point. The point is that gunfire broke out during a block party, what was supposed to be a celebration. 28 individuals wounded. 15 of them were minors under the age of 18 years of age. 15. 3 victims were 15 years old. 1 victim was 14 years old. 2 were only 13 years of age. This is what's going on in the streets of America. You know what the black prison populace is? 38%. Identical to the white community. The difference is that the 722,000 for the black community is subtracted from the 13.6% of the population in America. Whereas the 722,000 from the white community is of their 58.9% populace. Who's in more trouble? It would happen to be us. Black folks are rendering ourselves an endangered species. We're doing this to each other. Now, I know that's not the popular thing to say. We're not helping each other by being quiet and averting ourselves from holding our own selves accountable. Period. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. And you have to pay attention to the numbers because the numbers are dwindling. And you have to pay attention to the numbers because what's going on in our society. Let me give you another stat because I want you to pay attention. Okay? I want you to pay attention. Because see, when you ain't, because there are black folks dying, but it's a double whammy. Because it's black folks dying at the hands of black people, and when black people are killing you, eventually they're going to get caught. And when they get caught, they're going to contribute to the 1.9 million incarceration rate that presently exists right now. How do I know this for sure? Did you know there's 1,566 state prisons in the country right now? Did you know there's 98 federal prisons in this country right now? Did you know that there's 3,116 local jails right now? Did you know that there's 1,323 juvenile correctional facilities? Who the hell do you think they're building it for? Do I have to direct you to the docuseries or the documentary that was 13 on Netflix, directed by Ava DuVernay? Everywhere you turn, folks are coming. As a result, we need all the help we can get. We need each other. We need each other living. We need each other breathing. We need to uplift one another, to galvanize, to inspire and motivate. We need to make sure that our I's are dotted and our T's are crossed, that our eyes are wide open and we can see the forest from the trees. Not smoke one another and take one another out, and damn sure not be quiet about it. We talked about this with the affirmative action rule last week. We understand that. But in the end, what it comes down to is this: gun control or no gun control. Who the hell's pulling the trigger? And if you're so quick to pull it against one another, how the hell do we possibly have a future? These are our children's lives that are being taken away. And I'm watching black folks evaporate before our very eyes. Excuse my language, and we don't say shit. Not a damn thing. Bump that. I'm not having it. I'm not being silent. I read you the incarceration rate. I read you the percentage of blacks incarcerated. Albeit rightfully so. We lose our damn minds when one of us is killed at the hands of a white person. How the hell are we so silent when thousands of us are falling at the hands of our own? But no matter which side you're on, this is about the side of human life. This is about Black Lives Mattering. Where's the noise? When are we going to do something? If a police officer went out there right now and killed somebody black, we'd be in an uproar. And rightfully so. If a white person or some wannabe cop who was white or Hispanic happened to shoot an unarmed black person, we'd be up in arms. And rightfully so. How is this proliferation and accumulation of flat out cold-blooded murder not causing the same kind of uproar? It's inconsistent. And when it's inconsistent, white folks and other folks in this country look at us with a raised eyebrow because the level of consistency is not there. And it gives them cause to challenge the authenticity of our argument because we're not making an argument about Black Lives Mattering. We're only saying that when a black life is taken from somebody who's not black. But we ain't saying it when it's taken from those who are. And when you do that, you dilute the potency of our position. And the argument falls on deaf ears. And then everything that we want accomplished is like whistling in the wind. It's why racism has fallen to the bottom of the totem pole in favor of xenophobia, homophobia, transphobia. It's why affirmative action gets eradicated without a blink of an eye. It's how all the things that particularly affect our communities becomes a diluted issue. It's why diversity, equity, and inclusion is next. As the black community, as a member of the black community, we have to get to a point where Black lives matter. Not just when somebody from outside the black community takes one of us or one of our lives. It has to matter all the time. It has to matter when black people are committing acts of violence against our own, just as vehemently, just as emphatically as it does when somebody from outside of our community